Does this argument capture a good form of reasoning, one that actually leads people to have a rational religious belief, a rational belief that God exists? Now, we've seen the case that we've made, but let's take a look at one objection raised by one of our old friends, David Hume. And it's interesting because here we have an inductive argument. And we remember the last time we saw David Hume, we were talking about another inductive argument, the argument from design, the teleological argument. Well, let's see what Mr. Hume has to say about this particular argument. And here it's kind of an extended quote, be on 2 slides, from an essay concerning an inquiry concerning human understanding. The chapter is called On Miracles, and here's how Hume proceeds. And he says, a miracle is a violation of the laws of nature, and because firm and unalterable experience has established these laws, that's the laws of nature, the case against a miracle is, just because it is a miracle, as complete as any argument from experience can possibly be imagined to be. Okay, so far he's telling you laws of nature are established by experience. They contradict or they count against any claim that a miracle, a violation of the law of nature, has occurred. Why is it more than merely probable that all men must die? That lead cannot, when supported, remain suspended in air. That fire consumes wood and is extinguished by water, unless it is that these events are found agreeable to the laws of nature. That is, all these leads not being suspended in air, men dying, fire consuming wood, fire being put out by water. He says the only way we can establish these is because we've established these laws of nature, that they follow laws of nature. And for things to go differently, there would have to be a violation of those laws, or in other words, a miracle. Nothing is counted as a miracle if it ever happens in the common course of nature. That is, what Hume is telling us is miracles, miracles are miraculous, miracles don't happen every day. They're very odd events. All of these scriptural accounts, the religious scripture which gives us accounts of things that are miraculous, are violations of the laws of nature, violations which we've come to of the laws that we've come to learn based on well-established experience. When a man who seems to be in good health suddenly dies, this is not a miracle, because such a kind of death, though more unusual than any other, that is, people in good health don't just die every day, so it's not that has yet often to be observed to happen. That is, you see it happens enough, so you understand, while it's not an everyday event, a healthy man does die, or a seemingly healthy. But a dead man's coming to life, notice another claim by many religions, that people have been brought back from the dead. He's saying healthy men dying we see happen on a regular basis. Not that frequently, but we do see it. But dead men coming to life would be a miracle, because that has never been observed in any age or any country. Or at least we haven't observed it for quite a while. So there must be a uniform experience against every miraculous event, because otherwise the event wouldn't count as a miracle. So it's almost, because by counting as a miracle, there's uniform experience that counts against this happening. In fact, that is kind of the definition, according to you and according to many other people, of a miracle. And as a uniform experience amounts to a proof, we have here a direct and full proof against the existence of any miracle just because it's a miracle. That is, just because it's a miracle, that counts against its ever having happened, because by definition, a miracle is something that happens once in a millennia, once in the history of the world. And such a proof can't be destroyed or the miracle made credible except by an opposite proof that is even stronger. So the idea is you better see a lot of these miracles happening on a regular basis. Otherwise, it's reasonable to believe that the laws of nature don't get violated. In other words, when we go back to our argument, from the fact that some people have experienced miracles or thought they've experienced miracles, and they're by definition things in which God participates, miracles are these things that are violations of the law of nature. So Hume tells us, since it's reasonable to believe the laws of nature hold all the time, in fact, because that's the way our experience is uniform, miracles go against our belief in the laws of nature. So we have two conflicting beliefs. And remember, we're back to weighing our evidence on our scales. And if the weight is in favor of the uniform experience in the law of nature, we have to discount that a miracle ever occurred. So according to Hume, it seems 1 and 2 can't get us to 3, because there's something else about miracles that's different, and that is that they're a violation of the law of nature. And if we can't get to 3, we can't get to 4, and it's not reasonable to believe that God exists.